Hello and welcome to Friday Night Bulldogs Playoff Edition. I'm Jordan. This is Joshua. We're the Hurst brothers, and you're stuck with us again for this first round of playoffs against the Broken Bow Savages. Hey, looks looks like we just traveled back in time into this stadium compared to what we're used to in Wagoner, and then I mean, really, even everybody we play against
all year long.
Yeah.
So, so we have a heck of a matchup tonight. Athletes versus athletes is what we have tonight. The 9-1 Bulldogs Savages are number 3 in the state according to Scorter. The Wagoner Bulldogs are not ranked as they are 5-5 on the season. Not 4th in their district, going up against the 4A4 district champions. You're not lying about going back in time. We have a WPA facility here. So it looks like it was built from back in about the 1930s, 1940s, nowhere. But boy, did they bring a crowd. And as you can see across the field, Wagoner did a decent crowd too. For the 3-hour drive that this took us to get down here, that's a pretty good turnout. It's a unique little town that we're in. This is actually my first time in Broken Bow. This used to be a regular season game. They used to be in our district about 15 years ago. So the Wagoner Bulldogs just entered the field. Now we're waiting on the Broken Bow Savages with 3 minutes until kickoff. Player to look out for tonight. If you're unfamiliar with Broken Bow, they have a star-studded backfield. They have a running back and a quarterback that are just phenomenal athletes. From what I've seen, I've watched 2 full games. Not a phenomenal offensive line, but they have the athletes to just make plays anyway. The quarterback is a 3-star recruit. They're both just juniors in the backfield for them, so they'll be having to deal with for the next couple of years. But we just have to do tonight. The quarterback is Graydon Howell is his name. He usually wears number 12. He usually wears number 4, but his jersey got ripped halfway through the season. His own jersey did. So at home he wears number 12, unless they got him a new jersey. And it looks like they did. So he is wearing number 4 tonight. He's going to be one to watch out for. He's 5'11", 180. Boy, is he elusive. And he has a cannon on him. He, like I said, the offensive line isn't great. He's running for his life almost every possession. But boy, can he run. He lives to fight another day. High-powered at times. Is that a recording? Okay, so Broken Bow Savages, if you can't hear it, are playing a recording of, it sounds like one of the locker room hype moments at some point in their history. So it's kind of cool to hear. So this Broken Bow team against South tonight, they do their best for you.
Us here on this first round of playoffs.
We are in a box tonight. However, we're right here amongst the fans as well. So you're the Broken Bow fans. So you're going to hear a lot of commotion. Hopefully not too much tonight, but we'll see. No rosters tonight, so we're going off of memory for the Bulldogs and just a few keep lifting kickoff. It's going to go to Deshaun Jordan, I believe that it is. No, Zion Corey. Okay, so he's going to return that all the way back to the 30. Outshots the Wagoner offense. This Broken Bow defense brings a lot of pressure. They cover 0 almost every play. What that means is no safety help over the top. They bring about 7 guys every single snap. And so you prove that you can handle it. That's right. Beat them against Sallisaw. Sallisaw handled it early, and it was too little too late by the time they started scrambling back. So Keyshawn and this offensive line have to do a good job of taking care of this football and being efficient. So it looks like Stevie Brown's not in the game. That's Coco Moore in the backfield. They're going to hand it to him for the first play. And he's stuffed about 3 or 4 yards in the backfield. Again, all of that pressure coming right off the line of scrimmage. I mean, they had 7 guys rushing on that play alone. So they're going to have to show that they can handle this thing before Broken Bow backs off.
Yeah, I was told that Stevie Brown will not be playing tonight. And so it's an ankle injury, I'm pretty sure. And I might have heard that he broke it.
Oh, no.
In the chat might know.
So that time, Carson Kluger is lined up in the backfield. They threw to Coco Moore out here on the wide, or on the quick route, and just goes through his hands on that. Behind him, came out pretty quick. So the Bulldogs are kind of have to show that they can handle that pressure before they back off.
Yeah, Coco Brown, as you said, in the backfield, and Coco Moore. Used to the Browns.
Yeah.
But had a heck of a game last Friday.
16 rushes, 163 yards. Zion Corey on the flat. See if he can make some play. He loses the football for a second, recovers it, and picks up about 9. So it's going to be at 4th and 5. And here comes the pushing unit. That's a pretty smart decision. So the quarterback for Broken Bow is actually also their punt returner. So he plays free safety. He's the quarterback. He's the punt returner. He does just about everything. And you'll see his wheels here in just a second. It's Elijah Love back to kick. Low snap. He does get it off. It's a line drive straight to Graydon Howell. He's going to return this thing. See if they can corral him. Until he picks up 25 after the reception. That's a 25. Like I said, for this to be such a good team, it is crazy how much pressure you can get on this quarterback. He's just so good at evading it. He will be running for his life the entire time with this Wagner defense, especially that defensive line that Wagner has. But boy, they're going to have to corral him.
Yeah, I was told by one of the defensive linemen that if you get back there by himself, the coaches don't want you to try to tackle him by yourself because it's probably not going to work. You want to corral him to your teammates.
They're going to hand this ball off to Neal. He picks up about 5 on that, so it'll bring up 2nd and 5. Notice that this Wagner defense generally goes with 3 down linemen, but they're running for 4 down linemen tonight just for this run game. Both the quarterback and this running back are great runners. They're pretty good through the pass, but they really lean on this run game to set up the pass. Trying to draw them offside right there in the pistol formation. Powell hands it off to Neal. He finds the edge out there. He is corralled out of bounds, but not so he picks up 10 yards on a first down. So let us up a new first down, 1st and 10. The ball is placed at 16. Yeah, about the 16-yard line. You'll see Broken Bow stay in that pistol formation for most of the night. Here we have a pistol formation with trips right. Trying to draw the Bulldogs offside, trying to get a free 5 yards. They're going to take their time getting the second play in, though. Now the signals are coming. Oh, he's going to draw back to pass this one. He finds one, and a 3. Number 3 is going to just slide down to the ground. Ball back to 12 or 13. Yeah, sorry, 7.
Found a pretty good-sized gap there in the defense. Made a quick pass out.
Wagner didn't get any pressure on him. He had all the time in the world. That's not what you want to give this type of quarterback. So 2nd and 1. And he finds the edge on the right, untouched for the touchdown.
So obviously not the start you want if you're Wagner. You get a 3 and out on offense and then give up a pretty quick touchdown on the opposite end and a pretty efficient drive in total.
Yeah, that duo back there is efficient. However, that Wagner defense didn't show any resistance. We have seen that quite a bit this season. That opening drive, right, was where that Wagner defense just allows them to do, right? Whenever they draw up, whenever they pre-play and believe this game works. And then once those adjustments are made, it seems like that Wagner defense stifles. But boy, are they going to have to change that soon.
Yeah.
Can't give up many more to that, especially that easy to this type of team.
Yeah. Like you said, against a good, talented team like this. But like you said, I mean, we've seen it time and time again, even against bad teams, or teams that aren't nearly as good as what Wagner is. I mean, you remember the opening drive against Miami, where they marched down, pretty easily and scored on Wagner, and then it was pretty much nothing after that. So we're hoping for that kind of turnaround for the defense.
Okay, so I can't figure out how to change the text on the graphic here. So it'll say Wagner versus Skytug, but obviously this is Broken Bow. So 9 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Savages are up 7-0. Boy, the Broken Bow band sits on the opposite side of the fence and plays back into this thing. It's like you're almost trapped in here amongst Broken Bow fans. So there is a flag on the back of the play, the delay of game, it looks like, on Broken Bow Savages. That took an excessive amount of time, and I don't know why. You hardly ever see that. It's a pretty routine setup, and for some reason they struggled with it. So
Almost makes you wonder if they're trying to cook something sneaky up,
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. That front line has to have their hands ready for this, just in case. It's a high kick, but short. That's Deshaun Jordan on this time. And he's met like 5 Broken Bow players in a stiff hit right there to start.
Sean Jordan usually he's able to break a tackle or two and find some space, but absolutely nothing there.
Yeah, that one hit him right on the chin and it kind of froze him. So this Broken Bow team comes out and boy, do they play hard. To start this game for sure. We'll see if the Bulldogs can find an answer to show any sort of life. And went 3 and out on the first drive, and then let Broken Bow score really easily on their first drive. Through the air, through the ground, whatever they wanted to do worked. Okay, so this is Keyshawn Brown and Coco Moore in the backfield. Fake to Elijah Love. Keyshawn's going to take that almost for the first down. Maybe a yard short.
Still alive. Find a little something that we can build upon.
Yeah. And whenever Salisaw beat this team, it was like week 5 or week 6 in the season. The things that worked were screen passes, RPOs by the quarterback, that run pass option, and slants right over the middle. So there's a recipe out there to beat this team. Wagner just has to mimic that.
Another thing to look for Wagner, as always, is can they limit penalties and turnovers?
Yeah. He's going to take a shot here to Deshaun Jordan, and it's broken up behind him. So the ball is a little behind. Great coverage on the Broken Bow defender there. So that's going to bring up, I think, 3rd and 10, but maybe 2nd and 10. Nope. Broken Bow players got drilled in the back of the head with the football coming back to the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 10 here. Ball is placed at the 43-yard line. Wagner's in the traditional shotgun formation. It's going to be a QBR here with Keyshawn. He's going to pick up a handful. Looks like he's going to pick up about 7 on that play. Ball is going to be placed at the 40-yard line. That's Wagner's 48. So almost have been filled. Wagner's starting to show some life.
Keyshawn specifically starting to show some life.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's worked so far is the Keyshawn run. And maybe it's that +1 blocker getting out there. But also, Keyshawn has a heck of an arm. So a little bit more hesitant whenever he holds on to the football. versus whenever he hands it off, they get to just run downhill at him. Keyshawn takes a shot, but it's short to Carson Klinger. Just threw it into the ground on that one. Looks like Keyshawn's walking off the field, but nobody's coming on. Maybe they're going to stay and go for this. Ball is at the 38. Okay, and here comes that punt unit. Yeah, Broken Bow does have a grass field, chat pointed out. First grass field we've played on all season long. And Florida, you don't get very many of these. And does that thing have an arch on it?
Yeah, as we were sitting on the sideline, it's almost unbelievable because I haven't seen one of these grass fields in so long that you almost can't, you forget how arched those fields are.
But how elusive this kid is. Yeah, at this point, I'm sure Broken Bow is in no rush to change their grass field to a turf field because it's just another atmosphere element that teams have to adjust to. I know on the way down here, the Bulldogs stopped, I believe it was at Ailers, because they have a grass field as well, and just to do their walkthrough, right? Just to get them kind of used to it. Obviously, in the walkthrough, you're not going full speed or anything like that, but it does help getting your cleats in the ground. So empty backfield here. QBR. Cool. They hit him at the line of scrimmage, but he falls for another 4 to pick up 5. I mean, yeah, this kid is a D1 talent. I don't know if I've already mentioned that. He is a 3-star recruit. He has offers from some pretty impressive schools. Currently, he has offers from Miami, Penn State, Auburn, Oklahoma State, Arkansas, SMU, and Tulsa, among others. There was a few other smaller schools like that that were mixed in there. But Miami just offered him a few weeks ago, so he's catching some national attention. Here's Neal. This is that running back. There you go. He does pick up 2. Hey, we'll take that. That's the best player our defense has had all night long.
Yeah, good Wagoner gang there.
Yeah. Bluebells know it. Pete finally dragging him down right there at the end of that play. I think they call it the running back's name is Jatarius, but I think everybody calls him Smoothie. Smoothie Neal, I believe. So they're in that pistol formation again. Got their H-back on the right. They're going to reset their play. They like to try to draw the team offside a lot. So 3rd and 4. Hand it off to Snooty Neal. He's trying to find that edge. He does, and more. So pick up of about 9 on that play, enough for a first down. But it looks like there's a flag. Yeah, there is. Looks like holding on Burkenbow, so that will back them up 10 yards from the original line of scrimmage and repeat the down. So 3rd and about 14 is what we should have coming up.
Boy, it would sure be nice if Wagner could take advantage of this. I mean, that would be...
Yeah, absolutely.
Be huge.
So this is the first round of the playoffs, so there are great games all around the state tonight. So if you guys see any other scores, please keep us updated on those scores. In particular, the Cushing, the Grove, and the Fort Gibson games, since they're all from our district. Takes a deep shot, but he overthrows it. That is the one weakness I've seen from Graydon Howell is whenever he has to take a deep shot, he generally overthrows them, and generally by about 5 yards. So if Wagner can somehow, obviously, you don't want to give up open shots because that's all he's trying to throw that thing. But if that's what you have to give up, you'd almost prefer it versus them just scrambling around and getting that edge so easily. So a fairly short kick, but it gets a good bounce right there and then dies at the 42-yard line. So Bulldogs will take over there. So great stand right there for the defense. The drive before not showing any life. So getting better.
Do you know is that kid being recruited as a quarterback or?
His recruiting profile lists him as a quarterback. It doesn't say athlete, so I assume so, but I don't know. I mean, you see how elusive he is, and without having just an exceptional arm, I'm not saying he doesn't have a good arm, but without that elite level arm, I would assume an athlete, but I don't know that. Okay, so Bulldogs have it again. Shotgun, they're going to hand this off to Coco Moore, and he's met immediately. They literally are manned up on every single wide receiver. Everybody else is hitting the line of scrimmage. This team brings so much pressure, the Bulldogs are going to have to find another avenue. He's looking for Elijah Law deep. Can he get it to it? Oh, he throws it short. Not a typical throw there by Keyshawn, but when you're under that much pressure, it's hard to do what you do.
Yeah. Oh. Third and 12 here. 6 minutes left in the first quarter.
Okay, so Broken Bow is on their feet. 3rd and 12. Keyshawn's looking to pass. He's going to scramble and try to pick this thing up, and he will. Great first down on that. Pick up about 15 or 16. Enough for the first down. He's in Broken Bow territory now. This is the first time for the night.
We've seen Keyshawn show that he is a winner. He's a gamer.
Yes, he is. Screen pass out to Deshaun Jordan. They blow the ball dead.
Looked like he caught it and he tried to go around the wrong side of the block there.
Yeah. Trying to go quick there, trying to catch that Broken Bow defense off guard.
Play is going to bring up 2nd and 12.
Yeah, the O-line's definitely being tested tonight. Like I said, they're bringing 7 to 8 guys every single play, and so Wagner can prove that they can handle it. This time, bring Coco Moore in motion into the backfield. He picks up about 3. This is going to bring up 3rd and 9. So 275 viewers as of right now. Let us know where you guys are watching from. Are you guys back home or somewhere else? So as Bulldogs defense wants to get off the field. Last time, Keyshawn scrambled from a 15-yard run to pick up the first down. Let's see what they can draw up here. A lot of pressure. Throws it out to Coco Moore, and he catches it. He's not going to get caught.
Touchdown, Wagoner. What a heck of a play.
2 huge 3rd downs in a row.
Yep.
Leads to the wide open. Well, he wasn't wide open. He was covered fairly well. What a throw by Keyshawn there. And one that we've seen time and time again, just how accurate he is all throughout the season, right? He's thrown a few interceptions, I think 9 on the season, so just under 1 per game. But boy, whenever he's not throwing the interception, he is a dime.
Yeah. Yeah, and able to handle the pressure there. And
yes.
They credit the offensive line. I mean, they
gave him enough time. Yep. They gave him enough time. They brought 8. They only had 3 in coverage, and they were manned up. And yeah, just puts it wide over the shoulder for Coco Moore to come up with an incredible catch still. It was an amazing catch. It took a lot of concentration on that, but pulled it in and just used his athletic abilities to get to the end zone. Fought through the shoelace tackle, but ended up getting into the end zone.
So just what the Bulldogs ordered there, I mean, hey, like me and you were talking about coming up to this game, this is a good Broken Bow team, don't get me wrong, but we feel like they might struggle to go and be dominant in the district that Wagoner plays in.
Yeah, absolutely. 4A4, which is the district that they come from, we're in 4A3. They've been fighting themselves out all season long about, we're the best district, we're the best district, we're the best district. And they did have a 7-3 team not even make the playoffs. And they might be the deepest district. I'm not going to take that away from them. But I think our top 3 in our district, Grove, Cushing, and Fort Gibson, boy, I think they would go through and win. All 3 of them would go through and win 4A4. That might be a bold assumption, and we'll find out tonight. Fort Gibson, who was our 3rd place team, is playing their 2nd place team in Ada, which is a good football team. So we'll see. So they crown number 3 out of bounds this time, about the 33-yard line. Yeah, so somebody in the chat said this was the best matchup for Wagner as far as what seeds were available. I agree, right? I don't think Brooklyn was excited that they had seen Wagner coming into town because this is the most athletic team that Brooklyn has seen all season long.
Yeah.
I mean, Ada's good. They're big and physical, but they're not real athletic. The team that beat them in Sallisaw is not just a real athletic team. And they rely on their athletes so much here in Broken Bow. So we'll see. So Anthony Harris had him in his grasp, but couldn't pull him down. He's going to break this all the way. He just outruns everybody. My goodness, is he an athlete?
You don't see that. We haven't seen that very often at all, if at all. Once was it? You say Noah Pete that got a hold of him?
Anthony Harris had him a hold, had his grasp on him on his jersey, and he just powers through it and then outruns everybody.
Generally, when Anthony Harris gets a hold of you, you're going down.
Yeah. And again, he has shown this time and time again all season long. This Braden Howell, the quarterback for Broken Bow, he's a phenomenal athlete back there. Like I said, you can get pressure, and their offensive line isn't so dominant that you can get pressure. But it's almost like he prefers pressure, and he plays better under pressure, and to use his feet. So Bulldogs get called for an offside, and it looks like Broken Bow's trotting their offense back up there to go for 2 in this. So score is currently 13-7. Broken Bow, they're trying to make this 15. This could be a huge stop here, right? You need to stop here. You go down, score a touchdown and a PAT, and all of a sudden you're leading this thing when you hadn't really played very well.
Yep.
There is 4:18 left in the first quarter here. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. Okay, so the play clock has started. They're in a shotgun formation this time. And Graham Howell just runs straight up the middle, untouched until he's already in the end zone. So that would bring it to 15-7, Broken Bow.
Yeah, what do you do against that?
That's just an athlete being an athlete, right? And here's the thing about this kid is he's not the best pure quarterback that we've seen all season. I mean, as far as passing the ball, I would say that the Grove quarterback and even the Cushing quarterback are both better passers than this kid. But my God, is he athletic. He has some wheels and just elusive and obviously strong, right? Our probably strongest offensive line or defensive lineman couldn't drag him down whenever he literally had a grasp of his jersey. Still couldn't. And then, like I said, he outruns everybody. Right out here in the open field, outruns Deshaun Jordan, which you haven't seen this season.
No. I mean, like we talked about, Wagner is full of athletes, and when you see somebody just run off and leave all of our athletes, you know he's something special.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Broken Bow's going to kick this thing off. We got 10 seconds to do it. They took their time last time, so 5 seconds to kick this thing. And he finally does with 1 second on the play clock. There's Jonas Smith in the back to return this thing. Let's see what he can do. Jonas Smith does have some speed, but he is mad. It's just past the 20-yard line, about the 21.
And again, our little scoreboard down at the bottom of the screen says Sky took. We're having trouble figuring out how to change that right now. Of course, Wagner is going against Broken Bow right here in the first round of playoff.
So 4:12 left in the first quarter. Savages are up 15-7. Bulldogs trot their offense out for the drive after scoring a touchdown on the pass on a deep third down of that last drive. Keyshawn's going to keep this one himself. He picks up about 3 on that one. Going to bring up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, we'll take those. You know, I know it's only 3 yards, but put down the field, build a little momentum, make sure your field shorter.
Yep. Somebody in the chat said this quarterback for Broken Bow reminds him of Tyree Carter from Star Spencer in 05 and Josh Jacobs from McLean in 15. Hey, I believe the Josh Jacobs one is a heck of a comparison. And he even said this kid may be faster than both of those, which is scary to think about. Right? But a faster back than what Josh Jacobs was in high school. But boy, he really outran the entire team. And again, we haven't seen that all season long. And if you're outrunning any Wagner team, you're pretty quick.
Absolutely. So third and not real long, but
about 37.
Yeah, and so far tonight, that's been Wagner's bread and butter.
Yeah, you don't put yourself in too many of these, but they bring a bunch of pressure and they get to him. They do play look like blood to dead. So lost about 5 on that one. So it's going to bring up 1st and 12. And here comes that unit.
Keep it praying.
This camera is actually only has 5 minutes left before minutes.
All right. So the ball the dies at the 49-yard line. Is that on? Oh yeah, plug that in and see if it will turn on. Is that dead? Plug that in and see if it will. Give us 1 second. Yeah, I think we got to charge him. Hopefully we don't cut off. If so, we'll get back on as soon as we can. Throws the screen pass out to Neal. He's fighting through a couple of arm tackles. He's out in open space, but he is shoved out at about the 16-yard line. So that's enough for the Broken Bow first down. 1st and 10 at the 16. 2:21 left in the first quarter.
It's been an action-packed first quarter.
Yes, it has. Like I mentioned earlier, against Sallisaw, week 5 or week 6, they scored 28 points in 7 minutes. They only scored 30 points in that game, though. So, and ball right up the middle to Neal, and he picks up about 9 on that one. So 2nd and 2. So pick up a bait. 2nd and 2. Ball is at the 8-yard line. Bulldogs would sure appreciate a turnover here. There is a flag on the field. There's still time on the play clock. Looks like it's going to be on Wagner. Offside on Wagner. They didn't even snap the ball. Okay. So that'll give them an automatic first down because, well, not automatic, but it goes past the first down marker. So they'll pick up the first down. Ball's at the 4-yard line, 1st and goal.
What you can do if you're Wagner is start racking up those penalty yards.
Yeah.
I mean, that's don't take yourself out of it.
Yeah.
Before it's over.
So they stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Maybe a pickup of a yard, but not much more. I don't believe the marker moved at all. So no gain on the play. 2nd and 4, or 2nd goal after 4. Yeah, I bet the Bulldogs had 150 penalty yards last week. I don't know that for sure, but my goodness, it was a lot. And there was a lot of 10-yarders, 15-yarders, and then a few 5-yarders mixed in there as well. So 2nd goal, ball to 4. They're in the pistol. Hand it off right at the middle. He's met. And he's going to pick up about a yard, I think, on this one. Yeah. 30 to 3. 45 seconds left in the first quarter. Clock is running. Man, they'll have to snap this ball with at least 10 seconds left in the quarter.
Hey, if you're Wagner, you'd sure love a field goal here, even.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Seems like they're going to try to take their time getting this play call in. They do have to snap it before the quarter. So can't just run the clock out. So not in the pistol this time, but in shotgun. It's going to be a QBR to the left. He's mad, but not till he picks up a few. And a touchdown. For him to be as fast and athletic as he is, boy, is he strong too.
We just meet right up the middle and made it happen.
Yeah, got a few blockers out in front of him and just fought through the arm tackles that followed. So let's see. They're going to kick the PAT on this one. If they make it, it'll be 22-7. Caden Holiday almost gets back there, but doesn't, and they make the PAT. That brings your score to Wagner 7, Broken Bow 22. We don't want to get this thing, or don't want to let this thing get out of hand. With as run dominant as this team is, they can eat a lot of clock. So the Broken Bow quarterback, this is Graydon Howell, has thrown for 1,900 yards, over 1,900 yards, and has rushed for over 1,100 yards. So it counted for over 3,000 yards already this season, and still a few more games to go. Provided they keep going in the playoffs.
So hopefully not.
Hopefully not. Hopefully this is his last one of his junior year. Yeah. The running back for Broken Bow, Neal, has rushed for 1,200 yards. So between those two, you're looking at 4,200 yards on the season. They average like 460 yards a game, I believe. It's Coco Moore on the short return. He's trying to find a hole. He's trying to find the edge. He's going to get corralled out of bounds. More than corralled. He's going to get taken down. So not until he gets to the 50-yard line, though. So best starting field position for the Bulldogs tonight. Definitely want to capitalize off of this. Yeah, so this Broken Bow offense averages 469 yards per game. The Wagner offense averages 378 yards per game. Now, that doesn't take into the consideration of all the penalties we've racked up as well. So the PA announcer is getting both fan bases into it. Struggling to get Wagner fans into it at the moment. There was a screen pass, not a screen pass, a curl route out to Elijah Love, who stepped out of bounds. He's marked at the 40-yard line. Enough for the first down.
Nice quick play there.
Yep.
They knew exactly what they were looking for, and they got it.
So, end of the first quarter, Savages 22, Bulldogs 7. It is Wagner ball right now. Ball's posted at the Broken Bow 30. So, up until the touchdown by Coco, this is the best field position we've had. I think we were at the 48 whenever we threw the touchdown pass to Coco. Yeah, so according to some online numbers, this is Graydon Howell, the quarterback for Broken Bow, is 5'11", 180. So not just a physical specimen necessarily on paper, but boy, when you watch him play, is he fun.
Yeah. Super athletic. And seems like a good game manager, too. I mean, he's efficient. He seems to be making the right play at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, maybe not the best arm in the world, but at this level,
good enough, especially with those legs. Well, and here's the thing about him is, like I said, he's for 1,900 yards, closer to 2,000 than 1,900. he's thrown 18 touchdowns with only 5 interceptions. So he's efficient, right? He's not trying to make plays that he can't make. I don't know who that is that ran. He was 14. I don't know who 14 is.
Prince Austin, I believe.
Oh, did he come back?
Yeah, he's back. He got cast off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Prince Austin runs hard, but gets back to the line of scrimmage ultimately. Yeah, the drive was just over 3 hours for us, minus the stop. Elijah Love on the screen pass. He might find that edge. He does finally get taken down, but not until he's inside the 15-yard line. Ball's placed at the, looks like, 12 or 13. So, yeah, you're in red zone all of a sudden. So, empty backfield here. Trips left. Again, another screen pass out to Elijah Love. Same play. There is a flag out there on the edge. If I had to spot holding. We've seen that all too often this season. Yeah, I think actual drive time was just over 3 hours. We did stop and get dinner. But, yeah, just over 3 hours. Yep, it was a holding. So, instead of picking up yardage there, we're going to back up 10, and we're going to bring up 1st and 20. If you guys could, you guys check some of the other playoff games and let us know. Preferably for tell me the score. I want to know that playoff game as well. That you find interesting. Kind of hand this off to Coco and Merle in a little looping motion there.
Handing it off to the running back right up the middle so far has not worked at all.
No, it hasn't. I mean, when we were bringing 7 or 8 guys just right up the middle, like this Buffalo defense does, yeah, that's not going to work consistently, at least. Like you're saying, it hasn't worked once. Not once. Deshaun's going to take a shot here. So Jonas Smith, and he catches it. 80 flags. That'll stand.
Touchdown. Heck of a throw.
Heck of a throw. Heck of a route. He's wide open right there. Yep. Literally touched his hands while his feet were in the end zone. Didn't have to run for anything. So they're going to set up the swinging gate. We'll see if they actually run this or they kick the PAT. Be Carson Klinger in at quarterback if they do this. No, they're going to kick the PAT. I think it's a wise decision for now. No reason to bury yourself more than what you have to. Okay, so that will bring us to Wagner 13, Broken Bow 22. So this Wagner defense has to find an answer. They got one stop so far in the game. They've allowed 22 points in one quarter. They have to figure something out. The Savages are on pace to score 80 points in this game. They have to do something now, right? You can't wait any longer in this game to they're doing something new that we haven't seen. No, they're not. Right? This is exactly what we expected coming into this game, and they haven't been able to do anything about it yet. So 3 touchdown drives on just 4 possessions is Wagner defense needs to step up immediately.
So far, I mean, Wagner's offense, give him credit for keeping us in this game so far.
Yes, absolutely. Seems like the offensive line is starting to give Keyshawn a little bit more time in the backfield. And the more plays Keyshawn makes like this, the more that Broken Bow defense will back off. Okay, so Red Butler is ready to kick this thing off. Something's... Okay, there he goes. So kicks it down to the 15. They're going to try to return this thing. The Dogs need to get down the field. He's trying to find that edge. He's met by number 15. I believe that's Gavin Edwards. Maybe not. I don't know. He got buried into the sideline to where I can't.
Yeah, I mean, he has been 15.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
So I think that's Gavin Edwards on the tackle out there on the edge, not letting him turn that corner. Ball is going to be placed at the 35-yard line, the Broken Bow 35. Okay, so Wagner all of a sudden goes back to that three-man defensive front, like we've seen all season. Kind of have to have some support from those linebackers to make this thing successful, though. Hands the ball left to Snooty Neal right at the middle. He finds the edge, though. Runs around, finally getting taken down by a gang of Bulldogs, but not until he picks up yards on the play. So, handful of Bulldogs there on the play. Too many to name. Okay, so 2nd and 2. Ball is at the 32-yard line. $9:35 left in the second quarter. He's going to draw back the pass. This is Graydon Howell. He has pressure back there, trying to corral him, but he finds his running back, Neal. Boy, does he pick up a lot. Pick up about 25 on that play. Ball is at the Wagner 35 now. Yeah, so the Wagner defensive line got to the backfield, but he's just so elusive that they were hesitant a little bit to try to drive because you just can't catch him. And then he does find the wide open receiver or wide open running back right there. So they are in the pistol. They do draw the Wagner defense offside. That was Noah Pete who jumped early on that one. Really, they really lean on that, drawing them off, which that's a loud clap. I didn't really realize that until that play. That is a loud clap. So whenever you're really trying to get to a player who's just been so elusive, it's hard not to jump on these.
Yeah, I about took off on that.
Right. Okay, so they're in the pistol. H-back in motion. Kind of hand this ball up to Neal right at the middle. He spins, but he's met by, well, that defensive line, right? Javon Smith was the one that made him spin to slow him down, and it looked like Carter Brown was the first one to actually make true contact with him, and then I believe Noah Pete and Anthony Harris were there to help him. So, boy, he still picks up 5 yards on it, though. Wow. Okay, so 2nd and 5. Ball is placed at the 30. Crowd is awfully quiet right now for some reason. Empty backfield. Got Snooty Neal in motion. Take the handoff. He's looking for a pass. He slings it. He finds one. And finally getting brought down by Zion Corey and Andrew Radsack over there on the sideline. But not until he picks up a gain of 10. Sorry, gain of 8. Gain of 8. So enough for a first down regardless. Yeah, so this Broken Bow team is marching again. Minutes left in the second quarter. Ball is at the 23-yard line. Okay, pistol formation with the H-back. Has 2 guys in motion. Hand the ball off to the left. See, he's trying to find that edge, and he finds it. So brought down by about 4 Wagner defenders there, but picks up 4 or 5 again. They're pretty efficient.
Yeah, it's like clockwork.
Yeah.
Just hand the ball off, pick up 5, and do it again.
Yep. So pick up of 6, actually. 2nd and 4 here. Ball is placed at the 17-yard line. So 2nd and 4. In shotgun. He's looking for a pass here. He's rolling right. Throws it back left to the wide open running back. Nobody's there to meet him. Touchdown. Broken Bow.
So again, offense is going to have to come down and make something happen to stay in this game.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to get in a shootout with this team. Obviously, they showed that they have two phenomenal athletes in that backfield that are just that almost impossible to deal with up until this point. They have stopped them on one drive and a quarter and a half. Not looking good for the Bulldogs. They have to change something immediately.
Yeah, I mean, that drive just looked so simple, so easy.
Yep. And this Wagner defense looks exhausted. I mean, we haven't seen this yet, but on the PAT right there, the whole right half of the Wagner defense just stood up, while the left half actually went for the block. PAT so far, the whole team has gone for the block. And they're just exhausted, right? They barely trotted off the field. It was closer to a walk than it was a run. The offense, again, leaning on the offense to answer this thing, but the defense has to fight for themselves at some point.
Don't let yourself be defeated this early in the game. I mean, you're still in this thing. It's 15-point game.
Yeah, so 2 possessions.
Yeah.
But you have to get off the field if you're the defense. Not only to get back in this thing, but just so you're not so exhausted and then you don't stand a chance. Okay, so Broken Bull's going to kick off this thing to the Bulldogs. High pooch kick down to the 30. Coco Moore's the one that returns it, and he gets a gain of about 4. They'll give him 5 on it, and they're going to place the ball down to the 35-yard line.
Well, this team sure is good at tackling.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, it's a fundamental team, right? They're not doing anything just crazy. They're not doing anything complex, right? Their offense looks complex because they're all broken plays that the quarterback has to scramble around and go make a play, and he's a good enough athlete to do that. So they're running the ball at the middle, they're running the ball to the edges, and they're passing the ball on little curl routes or slants over the middle. Nothing really deep. They've thrown 1 or 2 and haven't connected on them. Yeah, I mean, they're just slow, methodical, and fundamental. Okay, so Bulldogs are on shotgun. Carson Kluger in the backfield this time. That's Deshaun Jordan, I believe. Nope, Zion Corey on the end around. And he is dragged out of bounds and busts through a couple of signs on the sideline here. But not till it picks up 5. They have him placed at the 40-yard line. 2nd and 5 coming up. So 7 minutes left in the first half. Bulldogs down 15 points. Coco Moore is lined up in the backfield. H-back in motion here. Carson Klinger. Keyshawn's looking to pass. Has a little bit of time, but he's getting pressure. He slips in the grass for a loss of 10. Let's see where they spot this thing at. Yeah, exactly. Loss of 10.
I threw it back with that grass field coming into play.
Yep. Sorry, loss of 11 on that play. So we're going to have 3rd and 16 on this. Ball is placed at the 29-yard line. Yeah, just different playing surface, right? It's just a slight touch difference. And in the heat of things, especially when you have all that pressure coming at you, it's hard to remember that. Coco Moore in motion. He's getting pressured. Throw the screen pass to Zion Corey, I believe. He has an ace. He's going to get the first down and more. Picks up about 25 yards on that play. Enough for the first down. No flags on the field. Ball is placed at the 35-yard line. The Broken Bowl 35. So, Wagner offense answering the call.
No shortage of explosive plays for the Bulldogs.
Right. And it hasn't been all season long for this offense. Just all those freaking penalties. Keyshawn looking deep. He takes a shot. Elijah Love tries to come back to it, but just a little too short and on the outside shoulder. So falls short, hits the ground. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Hey, why not take a shot?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can tell that pressure is affecting his timing off, or is affecting it a little bit. His timing's off, right? We haven't seen him miss very many of those deep shots, and tonight he's missed a few. Try to hand this off to Coco Moore right up the middle, and he's met 2 or 3 yards in the backfield, and the Broken Bow fans get into that hit just as much as the defenders do.
That was a big.
And there's a flag, 2 flags after the play. Let's see who these are on. These came after the play. Both flags did. Okay, so they're saying a sideline warning. Boy, this PA announcer is awfully confident in this. They're still talking. Let's see. Unsportsmanlike conduct on teams, offsetting penalties. I don't know if they'll play stand or if they'll just replay it. Going to bring up 3rd down, so they do lose the down, but 3rd and 10. It looks like they're trying to switch it to 2nd down here. Let's say, because he got hit 2 or 3 yards in the backfield, but it should have been 3rd and about 12 or 13. But I think the offsetting penalty is going to take this back to 2nd and 10 and replay the down. Wait. It was just 2nd down, right? We had the deep shot and then the run right up the middle. This should be 3rd down. Yeah. I think somebody called a timeout to talk about this with the refs.
Wagner.
Yeah, Wagner's going to spend their first timeout. That's a good timeout to maybe contest this. This should be 3rd down and about 12. I don't know where they get 4th and 10 from. Nobody from the Wagner sideline is talking. Maybe we're wrong. I don't think we are. We took the deep shot on 1st down. It's only complete. We ran the ball up the middle. He got stuffed 2, 3 yards in the backfield, and then the flags fly after the big hit. Right, the fans were getting into it. No, this should be 3rd down. Yeah, the officials are talking about it. Coach Kynes Gilbert is talking about it with the sideline official. The white hat is taking a break. There he goes. Now he's going to trot over to the sideline and get this thing straightened out. Yeah, I just don't see where the 10 yards come from for it, the 10 yardage to go. We'll see. So we're having a meeting of the minds over on the south side of this stadium. Or was that the north side? I don't remember what they were saying.
That's
Okay, yeah, I think you're right. So, yeah, sorry about that. I can't find a way to change that part of the graphic to where it says Wagner versus Broken Bow. So up above it says Wagner versus Skytech. Below that it says Wagner versus Broken Bow. Sorry about that. I'm not technically advanced enough to know how to do that.
Yeah, we picked up a couple extra duties while we're up here commentating. So
yeah, we're doing camera work. We're obviously talking to you, unless you have us muted, and the computer work as well. So we're a little bit of everything. So sorry about that. Yeah, so 5:53 left in the second quarter. As of right now, the ball is placed on the Broken Bow 45. The down and distance says 4th and 10. Refs are talking about it. I think it should be, honestly, about 3rd and 12 or 3rd and 13 even. It looks like the refs are going to keep this 4th down. That was terrible. I mean, go back and replay it, right? Maybe we're wrong, but I really don't think we are. Not this time, at least. I mean, we took the deep shot to Elijah Loeb on the left-hand side on 1st and 10, fell short, ran the ball at the middle of Coco Moore, gets hit with a pretty big hit, about 2 or 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. The Broken Bow fans go wild. there's 2 flags that fly both after the play came in, offsetting penalties after the play, so the play should stand. It should be 3rd and 12, but instead here they are, 4th and 10, and we're kicking back to this electric offense that Brook and Bow has. So unfortunate for the Bulldogs, but you still have to play. You still have to show up and do your thing. So pretty good punt right there. Ball is down at the 15-yard line. That was Colton Mullins down in the ball. So great job getting down the field and on it. Great punt.
Defense have to show a little life here. Boy, you go down another possession and it's looking bad.
Yeah, it is. 5:45 left in the second quarter here. And outshots that just dangerous offense, right? That's I would say slow and methodical, but they're not slow, right? They're methodical, but boy, are they fast. So the offsetting penalties were after the play. Yeah, so I think it should have been 3rd down, but and we ended up having to punt because of it. So he does drop back to pass it, found nothing, and decides to take off for about a gain of 3, maybe 4. Okay, so they get a tight end and an H-back over on the left. They shift to the right. They're in the pistol formation. 2 wide receivers out right. Refs blow the whistle. Looks like Wagner's going to call their second timeout. So, yeah, second timeout. So 5 minutes, 9 seconds left in the second quarter here. Savages up 29-14 against your Bulldogs.
Josh, how many people we have watching?
We're up to 331 viewers.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Friday Night Bulldogs and supporting your Wagner kids. Hey, first round of playoffs, going against a good team. Still in it at this point, but boy, you give up a touchdown, really, you give up a touchdown here, and that's a big hole you got to climb up out of.
It is. This Wagner defense has to respond immediately. They've scored 4 times now. They've only had 5 full possessions. This is their 6th possession coming up. One stop and a half is not enough. So yeah, they have to grow up real fast. Yes, the flags were after the play, so that's the only reason why I could think that you replay the down, or you wouldn't replay the downs because they both came in after the play. That just died. Okay, we just lost video. So I guess you're just going to have to listen to me for a little bit unless we can get that thing back up and running here shortly. So sorry about that. Running some technical difficulties. It's back on. Okay, so we have video. Luckily for you, you don't have to listen to just me this whole time. Maybe. So I don't know what the delay is right now. Is it on the sideline? Oh, yes. Interesting. Okay, so some of the Wagner administration team getting involved in the game here. I would assume not agree with the down and distance from earlier. So he gets wrapped up by his ankles and it just stops, and then all of a sudden his feet were jerked off from under him. So yeah, still having some problems with the power on this camera. So we'll get you guys back up and running for sure in the second half. We'll let this thing charge over halftime. So sorry about that. Just hang out with us until we get this thing fixed. Sorry about that. So it's 3rd and 5, 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Try to draw the Bulldogs offside with a loud clap. Doesn't. They're in the pistol formation. Tight end right, H-back right. Creighton Howell is right. He takes a shot down the field. He finds a wide open wide receiver. at about the 45-yard line. So a pickup of about 30. He was at his own 15. The line of scrimmage was up at 15. He turned him was about his own 10. Got all the way down to the 35. So picking up 30 yards officially. First and 10, Brookenberg. So it's coming on and off right now. Oh, that's not great work. So just found out our charging cable has been super glued at some point.
Spark coming out of that.
Oh, and it's sparking. Okay, well, it's going to be interesting tonight, apparently.
We have enough battery.
Maybe check that. So there is a flag there. Sorry about that, guys. Offsides on the Bulldogs. 5-yard penalty. It'd be 1st and 5 for the Savages. Ball will be placed at the, it looks like 48-yard line is where they're going to end up placing this thing. 49-yard line. The Brook will be 49. So still in half, but right at midfield. Okay, so shotgun, quarterback keeps it, runs left. He jukes one. He's running an open field. They're trying to corral him. They don't. And he finally steps out of bounds at the 22-yard line. He never got touched on the entire play. It was just screaming back time. And yeah, making people stop. So this kid is a heck of an athlete. Okay, so 1st and 10, ball is at the 22-yard line for the Broken Bow Savages. They're going in. It looks like they're going to go into pistol formation, tight end, and H-back left. They shift to the right to load that right-hand side of the line. Ball snap, hands it off to the running back. He runs right. And he's met at the line of scrimmage, it looks like. Less of a yard. So good stand there on 1st down. Let's see if they can do it for a few more. Okay, so 3 minutes, 50 seconds left here in the second quarter. Ball's at the 22, 2nd and 11. Broken Bow has it. So we'll let you watch while we can. So sorry about that, guys. We're having some technical difficulties. We will try to get this fixed for during halftime for the second half. So fakes the handoff. He's looking for a deep shot. He finds one to his running back over to the right. Yeah, there was a Wagoner defender over there on the right, and he just put it right over the top of him for a untouched touchdown yet again. So this Wagoner defense really struggling against this offense. So not what you want to see if you're a Wagoner fan. Defense getting kind of picked on tonight. So current score is 35-14 with 3 minutes, 19 seconds left in the second quarter. So they're lined up for the PAT. Kick is up. And through the uprights. That would take your score to 7-36. Wagner 14. So Bulldogs trailing by 22 points here with 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Not a position you want to be in, right? I'm so confused. Come on when you unplugged it. It's acting like it is charging whenever it turns on. This light is on. I don't know. We will try to get this thing figured out. No promises. We really apologize about the technical difficulties tonight. So far, not one that you really want to see, though, unfortunately. Okay, so they kick it off. Sorry about that. To Deshaun Jordan. He's fighting through arm tackles. He gets all the way down to about the 45. It looks like they're going to spot him at about the 45 and 44. There's a flag that comes in behind the play from the side. Wait, I don't know what the call is. Possibly. I don't know how you turn this thing off. Maybe. Is that still on? That light still on? No. Yeah, sorry about that. Having some technical difficulties. We will try to get this thing, the video up and running during halftime. So apologize about that. I know the video is frozen right now. We're trying to get this thing charged, and we have a terrible charging cable. So it's literally sparking up here on us. So sorry about that. We'll try to get it fixed. Looks like it was a personal foul on Broken Bow. Unnecessary roughness maybe at the end of the play. I'm not sure. But Wagoner does take over 1st and 10. Ball is at the Broken Bow 40 with 3 minutes left in the first half. So Keyshawn's back to pass, fakes the handoff. He has some pressure on him. He throws it, but just short to Elijah Love. It gets buried into the dirt. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Ball at the 40. 5 left in the second quarter. So Bulldogs looking to the sideline for a play call. Looks like some hand signals are going up, so they're getting their call in. Let's see. Looks like they're going to be in a shotgun formation. Coco Moore in the backfield with Keyshawn Brown. No wideouts, right? They're all tied up against the line of scrimmage. Keyshawn steps straight back to pass. He's pressured. He throws it. It's batted up in the air. Deshaun Jordan grabs it, and he's slung down to the ground about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to bring up 3rd and 12. Okay, so not much marking for the Bulldogs right now. Haven't moved the ball except backwards on this drive so far. So officially 3rd and 11. The ball is at the 31-yard line. The Broken Bow fans are getting up and getting loud, trying to get up the field here. If you're Broken Bow, Bulldogs need an answer. So Keyshawn draws back to pass. He's scrambling through. He has some open space. He's going to hit the first and about 15 yards more. Pick up keeper. Not a design run, but he saw space and took advantage of it. So, yes. So we might have got some camera for you. Maybe. We'll see. Video capture. Okay, we got camera for you. For now, at least. We won't try to touch anything. So, sorry about that, guys. It looks like Broken Bow called a timeout there. It would be 1st and 10. Ball at the 16-yard line for the Bulldogs. So Bulldogs trying to push this thing in before halftime. Like I said, 2:15 left in the second quarter. Broken Bow up 36-14. So during halftime, we will turn this camera off and unplug it. That way it charges as much as we can. So we have to deal with this less in the second half. Sorry about that, guys. We're trying to figure it out. So Wagoner offense still trying to show life, and they've been successful intermittently. Boy, they need some help on the other side of the ball, right? We always talk about playing that complementary football where your offense and defense complement each other. Tonight, it's just been one-sided. Okay, so 1st and 10, we're in shotgun. Jonah Smith in motion. Keyshawn decides to keep himself to the right. He picks up a few, and it looks like literally 2. So maybe 1. Yeah, it looks like a gain of 1. 2nd and 9 coming up, and minute 58 in counting in the second quarter.
It's working, but listen, this thing has sparked a little bit.
Yeah, the charger. Yeah, we're about to burn this place down.
Right.
Okay, so second 9, ball to 15, 140 left and counting. Shotgun formation, Coco Brown in the backfield. Keyshawn draws back to pass. He throws it over the middle and throws an interception. He has some space. He could go all the way back. He's finally drawing the bounds with number 72 for the Bulldogs. I do not have a show post. I can't tell you who that is. But he runs it to the 50-yard line. So, 40 yards on the interception there, just right over the middle. Keyshawn trying to find somebody, found a savage.
Absolutely devastating. I mean, you start to show some live, try to stay in this, and then that's the ultimate deflator right there.
And here's what's scary is there's a minute 27 left in this quarter. Bull has 2 timeouts, and they get the ball in the second half to start. So that could be effectively the end of it. We'll see. Defense needs to show some life. They haven't shown any life since the first quarter and the second possession. So they're going to go empty backfield. Broken Bow is with that 3-star quarterback of theirs. 4 receivers outright. He has all the time in the world. Now he has some pressure. He's going to scramble up. He's going to scramble past the line of scrimmage and out of bounds, just shy of the first down marker. But don't stop the clock with a minute 19 left here in the second quarter. So it's going to bring up second and about half of a yard, maybe. Second and 1 official. And they're taking their time. They're already down to the 41 in Wagoner territory. So they're already threatening. Let's see. Looks like they're going to go back to that pistol formation, H back to the right. Tight end. No tight end. He's going to roll right, scrambling. He's pressured. There's a flag in the backfield. That's probably holding, but he's running, taking a lot of clock off this. He runs out of bounds, but I believe this is coming back from the white hat. Let's see what he calls. Holding on the offense. So that would bring them back 10 yards from the original line of scrimmage. That's going to bring up second and official 11, but closer to second and 10. So a minute left. Minute 8 left in the second quarter. Savages are leading this thing 36-15. Looks like they're going to go empty backfield. 4 wide receivers out to the right-hand side of their line of scrimmage at the top of your screen. Ball is placed at their own 49. Neal in motion. They fake the handoff. They throw the screen pass. He has some blockers. He has some speed and a first down. And about 14 more. So pick up of about 25 on that play. First down, Bulldogs, 59.7 seconds. Clock is stopped on the change move. And now it rolls. So 55 and counting. Second quarter. So they're in shotgun. Quarterback rolls left. He's pressured. He evades that one just like he normally does. And throws the ball a little too far out wide for his wide receiver to pull it down right over the middle.
But you see the quarterback's game management skills there. I mean, you see how quickly he got his team up to the line and only wasted, minimal time to get that play off.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so once this drive ends, or once we go to halftime, I'll give you some updates on some games around the state in 4A, and I'll try to find a couple of other interesting ones for you. So for now, though, 46 seconds left in the second quarter. Broken Bow goes in shotgun, tripped left. Takes the handoff, throws the screen pass, make an open field tackle. There you go. That's Elijah Love with the open field tackle. There he is, a flag at the top of your screen, though, coming from the sideline official. It's like no touching on, I think it's actually an eligible receiver downfield, I think is actually what that is, on the Savages. So that'll back them up. I believe it's a 5-yarder. I think that's a 5-yarder. Don't really know what the conversation is at this point from the officials. Broken Bow head coach is not happy. Not sure. Say somebody Brookenbo's going to call a timeout. 36.4 seconds left here in the second quarter in Brookenbo. Yeah, we promised not to touch anything up here. They said don't do anything to the stream now. It's working good. Yeah. So we're trying not to. We've had sparks flying up here, literally. While we're trying to figure this thing out. So appreciate you guys bearing with us, all 256 of you. So you guys have a lot more patience than I do. So thank you. So while we have a break, I'll give you some of the scores that kind of matter to us, or at least to our district. Let's see. Cushing is beating Hilldale 35-21. 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Fort Gibson and Ada are tied up 20-20. That's a number 2 versus a number 3 district standings, with 1 minute left in the second quarter. Grove is leading Salisaw 21-0. Weatherford and Blanchard 10-7. If Brookenbo wins and Weatherford wins, Weatherford has to drive 4.5 hours to come here to Brookenbo. So that's a tough one. Okay, offense is back out on the field. Looks like they're going to go shotgun, trips left. He drops back. Graydon Howe does. He steps up into the pocket to find the extra time. He's getting corralled, though. Can they bring him down? Not yet. Not yet again. He's finally taken down from behind. Picks up about 6.
It looks like a high school kid playing against elementary kids.
It really does.
Tag where they can't touch him.
Right. Savages spent their last time out with 23.7 seconds left here in the second quarter. Savages up 36-14. The ball is placed at the 25-yard line, 3rd and 10 to go. They're trying to push this thing in, right? They will get the ball back to start the second half. So it'll be a big stand here by this Wagoner defense. Let's see here. Some other interesting games. Elgin is beating Bethany 28-0. Nothing special there. Number 1 Tuttle is leading Clinton at halftime, 37-6. Yeah, so some expected outcomes on that so far. Let's see here. Trying to find the Muskogee score. They'll get great service down here in McCurtain County, so bear with us. Okay, so while you wait on me, we'll play football. So shotgun formation. He's going to step back to pass Graydon Howe. He takes a shot, and he has a wide open one right over the middle for a touchdown. Brookenbo. So currently 42-14, they're kicking the PAT here.
And we said earlier that he doesn't have an elite arm. that was a pretty elite throw.
Yeah, it was. It was really, really accurate. Caden Holiday almost gets there, but instead it's up and good. That brings your score to 43-14. Yeah, so 18.5 seconds left here in the second quarter. Yeah, Brookenbo's going to have to kick off to the Bulldogs, but not much time to do really anything. We'll see if they take a shot or if they just try to get to halftime at this point. Being down, 29 points? So 4 full possessions. It's going to be hard to overcome against especially an offense this electric.
I don't know about you, but I feel a little foolish about what we were saying at the beginning or before the game started, where we think that Brookenbo would struggle to compete in our district. I think they'd be right there towards the top.
Yeah, absolutely. And primarily because of number 4, but this is a well-coached football team, right? They're disciplined. They're fundamental. They break down. They make tackles. They tackle extremely well. Yeah, not much penalties. My goodness, he kicks that ball 10 yards out of bounds. So ball. Wow, he said it landed at the 30, but it was 10 yards out of bounds right at the 30. So I don't know. That's an interesting spot of the ball, but that's okay. Ball's going to come out to the 35. So 18.5 seconds left here in the second quarter. Savages 43, Bulldogs 14. Yeah, I would say this kid's all around the best quarterback. I mean, the best player, not just the best quarterback, but the best player we've seen all season long. He's really good. Okay, so shotgun for the Bulldogs. Deshaun Jordan in motion. They shuffle pass to him. See if he can get that edge. He can, but not enough for the first down yet. So picks up 8. That's going to bring up 2nd and 2. Clock's ticking. 5 seconds left. Looks like we're going to go to halftime here. So at halftime, Savages 43, Bulldogs 14. So Muskogee is beating Northwest Classen in their first round of the playoffs, 62-16 at halftime. So the Bulldogs, what are they? Roughers. The Roughers handling business down there in Muskogee. That's halftime. We're going to take a break and let this thing charge and probably not fetch anything, to be honest with you. So we'll be back.
Okay, moving back to the second half. We have Broken Bow Savages 43 versus Wagner's 14. Offense has shown a little sign of life. Defense, not so much.
Yeah, almost pushed one in right there at the end of the first half, and then ultimately threw the interception on the 10-yard line. Broken Bow ran all the way back to the 50, and then punched it in with just a few seconds left. So Wagner's going to kick off 2 Broken Bows to start the second half. It's like Broken Bow's expecting a onside kick. They have everybody up except 2. Yeah, Butler kicks it deep down to the 25. 5 looks to run out of bounds about the 36-yard line. Okay, so Broken Bow's offense is going to start this thing for us. Only one time this entire half have they been stopped and kicked out of the end zone. So Wagner defense getting picked on so far. We'll see if that changes here in the second half. We really need these upperclassmen at this point to play like upperclassmen. So Wagner looks to go back to the 3-man front on the defensive side, which is what they've been in all season. Started this game with a 4-man front. Ultimately, that didn't all work, so they switched back to their norm. Broken Bow hands the ball off to a Neal. He sticks on a player. Boy, he was met at the line of scrimmage, and he tackles the defender there. Just steps on him straight to the ground. So this defense has to change immediately. Literally getting picked on at this point. So somebody in the chat said, looks like this defense didn't watch film. With these good of athletes, you can watch all the film you want, and they're just too athletic, which is crazy to say as a Wagner fan. So he throws the screen pass out to the right. He's going to pick up about 8 on that play, enough for a first down. So the 1st and 10 for the Broken Bow Savages. Ball is placed at the Broken Bow 39-yard line. So the third quarter, 1st and 10.
Well, here's the thing: our defensive line has gotten through and has tried to corral their backfield, but they're so quick and so elusive.
Yeah.
And at times so powerful that, they just can't do it.
That's what I was about to say. They're so strong that even when they do get there, they just fight through the arm tackles, which is all you can get in guys like this. That time they meet Braden Howell in the backfield. Again, that defensive line, it looked like Anthony Harris was the first one to him. Carter Brown and Christian Klinger did help him bring him down. So one guy is not enough to tackle either this running back or this quarterback. So you have to game tackle these guys, and it's hard to get multiple guys to him at the same time. If you have never been to this Broken Bow Stadium, I'm not going to say you're missing out, but it's an experience.
Yeah, it's interesting. It really does feel like you've gone back in time. I mean, it's the whole thing, the stadium itself, the stands, everything about it, the music being played.
Yeah. Even the music is right. So they go the screen pass there, enough for 10 yards. Boy, that was close, and they give him the first down. Interesting to see. So I thought he was a little short, but that's why I'm not down there.
It was extremely close, and they went ahead and gave him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, no questions asked. So a few weeks ago, against Ada, I believe is who it was, they needed to spot the ball, or they needed to see if it was a first down. Here in Broken Bow, I'll tell you the rest of the story after this play. So they're in the pistol, multiple guys to the right-hand side of the scrimmage. They hand the ball off going right. He's met in the backfield, fights to do an arm tackle, and ultimately picks up 2 or 3. So they were trying to see if they got the first down. A few weeks ago against Broken Bow. And I don't know which team had the ball, but they brought the chains all the way out. The white hat had the ball in his hand. They stretched the chains out, and then he placed the ball down short of the marker. And the crowd went nuts, because they got the stop, I think is what it was. And I was like, That's not a true spot. Like, you just put it where you wanted it. So, pretty funny there. Okay, so second and about 8 here. They're in the shotgun. You usually go in the pistol, but they're in the shotgun, have one in motion. Fake the pitch. He scrambles left. Had some pressure. Throws it short. Elijah Love's going to make the tackle. There is a flag down on this closest sideline. Looks like eligible receiver downfield on the offense, so that'll back him up 5 if they were to accept this.
I think we always do it downfield against the 70s.
So that'll back him up 5. Repeat the down. So it'll be 2nd and 13 this time instead of the 2nd and 8 that they just had.
So they got second at about 13 for the 70s.
We have 9:48 left here in the third quarter, 33-14. So here they're in the pistol. Send their H-back in motion to the left. Quarterback rolls left, looking for the pass, though. He has pressure. That's Carson Klinger. That's intentional grounding. He didn't get it back to the line of scrimmage. He threw it away. He didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. The ball didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. That should be intentional grounding, loss of down, and a 10-yard penalty, I believe.
They are talking about it.
They are. We'll see if a flag comes out or not. Broken Bow fans giving a round of applause for Elijah Love there for helping the quarterback out with his shoulder pads. So looks like flags are going to stay in the pocket. So play will stand. So 3rd and 13. They might have said that receiver was in the area. I'm not sure. I thought if it didn't make it to the line of scrimmage, it didn't matter, but I could be wrong. Heard some awful noise. I didn't know what it was. I think it was a truck. 3rd and 13, 9:25 left here in the third quarter. Broken Bow really taking their time getting these plays in, even with the clock not running. 5 seconds to snap it. They're in shotgun. He drops back to pass this thing. Steps up in the pocket. Makes one miss. Throws to the edge. Finds one. And he's going to step to the bounds. Official tackle there by Elijah Love. Picks up about 9 on that play. So it'll be 4th and 4. It's a weird position in the field. I would assume they're going to go for it here.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, shotgun. H back to the right. He rolls right. Throws the ball. Did he catch it? He got it. Enough for a first down. Right over the linebacking core. All the way down to the 25-yard line for enough for a first down.
That's tough. You know, the Wagner defense strings a few good plays together and then get them to 4th down and just give up the first down.
Yep. All right. 1st and 10, ball at the 25. Pistol formation, H-back left. Hand the ball off to Neal. Rolling right, or rolling left, sorry. He finds the edge, and he's corralled out of bounds, but not so it picks up the well and enough for a first down. See, ball is placed at the 12-yard line here, maybe 13. 1st and 10. 8:45 left in the third quarter. Yeah, just now getting the play in. There's 5 seconds left on the play clock for the Savages and they're going to call a timeout. Yep, they're just going to spend a timeout. Didn't get playing in time. It's weird that they're taking so long. It's not like they were eating clock. The clock is stopped. He ran out of bounds.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're just taking forever to get these plays in for some reason. Yeah, so like we said, the playlist selection here in Savage Stadium or whatever they call it here, just not anything you've heard in about 15, 20 years.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in high school again.
Right. Boy, that was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
Told it was the I formation. I don't think they've went into the I formation yet tonight. Quarterback is in a shotgun, running back right behind him. I believe that's the pistol. So here they are again in that formation. That is the quarterback right there, just on the 17-yard line. So they shift both tight end and H back to the right, hand the ball off at the middle to Neal, fights through arm tackles, and that's all that's going to happen. He gets into the end zone for another broken bow touchdown. So as it stands, 49 to 14. PAT is yet to come. Make here and make this 50 to 14 with 8:37 left in the third quarter. Ball's up. And good. Yeah, Wagner's just given up on PAT. Interesting, right?
Hate to see that. I mean, they're just out of the halftime, and should be fairly well rested.
Yeah, should be hungry.
You don't want to see the boys give up. Hey, look, I realize the game is pretty well out of hand already, but hey, you're fighting to get better. You're fighting for your pride at this point.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's
saying. And so far, defense especially just hasn't shown a whole lot of it. I mean, I realize it's a good team. They're hard to tackle. They're hard to get in front of and corral, but you don't want to see them give up.
Yeah, on the effort plays, right? And like you said, you're fighting for your pride at this point, right? You want to come out and figuratively punch them in the mouth, and make them question, hey, is this thing over?
Yeah.
But plays like that where everybody just stands up and doesn't do anything whenever you're down. What is this? 36 points. I mean, you're down 5 possessions, and you're still not going to fight for anything. And not saying it's all effort tonight, but ultimately that's why you're down, especially this much. So that ball is going to float out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Flag comes in. So they will bring this back up. I believe it's to the 35 is where they're going to go. So 8:37 left in the third quarter. Wagner offense has shown life tonight. And has one turnover, I believe, just one. I think that's right, just the one. Now that one was pretty big, right? You were on the 14-yard line. You threw the interception right before halftime, which would have really given you life. But I mean, ultimately, this defense has shown one stop and however many drives that is. Was that eight possessions? I mean, you have one stop. So they go back to just handing the ball off the middle. So Coco did not work in the first half. So loss of 2, loss of 3, something like that. Second 12, second 13. Okay, shotgun formation. H back to the right. Keyshawn's going to throw this thing. He finds it wide open. Zion Corey. Could he get there? He's going to get there untouched.
Hey, touchdown, Wagner. Zion Corey sure has the wheels. I mean,
yes,
he ran off the left of that safety or whatever he was.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Heck of a throw by Keyshawn.
We've seen Zion Corey a couple of times this season really show out. I believe it was at SkyTook because whenever he really had his breakout game that we all noticed. And we've seen spurts here and there, just like that one that we just saw.
He's a junior, I believe, right?
I think that's right. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, not many seniors on this Wagner team. I think on the offense, we have 3 offensive linemen and Stevie Brown whenever he's healthy. Obviously, he's not with us tonight. Ball's up for Rhett Butler. And, of course, it's in. Yeah, so the offense has some goals to going into next year, right? With all these the few of these seniors graduating. Have 3 offensive linemen that we need to replace. Of course, our running back. Jacob Moore looks like he's serviceable. Gavin Edwards, Prince Austin, they're all going to be battling for that position. And they may have to replace Stevie Brown with a committee of backs. So we have seen some life out of there. Offensive line, we haven't really seen that many backups. We've seen primarily the 5 starters, and that's just about it. So definitely going to have to figure out that over the offseason. Defense, we need Javon Smith and Andrew Ratzak. I believe those are the only seniors on the defense. So have to replace 2 linebackers. Not an easy thing to do, obviously, but not as much as 3 offensive linemen.
Yeah, I agree with you. The 3 offensive linemen are probably going to be the most crucial because it takes so much time and experience to really get good at those positions.
Yeah. Okay, so Red Butler's going to kick this thing off over to the Savages. Does a little onside kick right down the middle. Goes about 13, and the Savages fall on it.
I mean, hey, why not? Just try something. Your defense is having 0 success all night long. Why not try to give your offense another opportunity to make something happen?
Yeah, absolutely.
Bleeding a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, if you kick that and then go punch this thing in, hey, you give your players something to fight for, right? You give that defense something to fight for, and they need all the pickup they can get. Yeah, and Chat says that the growing things this year are good for them, and they are. Obviously, in Wagoner, we've been very spoiled over the last 20 years, so it feels like the end of the world. But hey, next year we have a very senior-laden team. Neil just bouncing off of players and dragging both teams down the field. So, I don't know. Flag on the bottom of your screen here off the sideline. I don't know what that is. Maybe holding, but I'm not sure. We'll see. Currently on the broken bow. Again, so that will back it up. That play will not stand. So good for the Bulldogs. So it looks like we're going to bring up first and looks like about 16. The holding was not at the line of scrimmage, but a little bit further up the play, or a little bit further up the field, I mean. Okay, so they'll try first down again. Pistol formation, H back to the right. Neil runs around 1, makes 2 miss now. Still running. Finally dragged down by a defensive lineman 30 yards down the field. That was no appeal, but the effort play there, making a play outside of his position.
Yeah, I mean, I think that just kind of goes to show what we were just talking about. You do have things to look forward to in the future. Again, like you said, Wagner is not used to these types of seasons, but there is a lot to look forward to. Like you said, next year they'll have a lot of seniors, but they'll also have a lot of underclassmen that will have some experience going into their sophomore and junior year.
Yeah, no, you're right. And when we were talking about earlier about effort plays, Carter Brown just hanging on for dear life there, and that's enough to slow him down and let another teammate come in and make the actual tackle. So great play there by Carter Brown to get a hand on him and keep a hand on him. And what I was about to say was we talked about effort plays, right? This defensive line has the most effort of any unit that we have, and they've shown it all year, right? They put so much pressure on opposing quarterbacks and opposing offensive lines, and like we saw a few plays ago was. Sorry, I forgot his name. Noah Pete making a play 30 yards down the field. It's just effort. So they corral the running back this time. He still picks up enough for a first down, but it was only a pickup of 3. He only needed 2 to get there. So first down, Savages. Ball is placed at the 20-yard line. 6 minutes left in the third quarter. So Broken Bow taking their time getting this play in there. They're trying to get out of here without any injuries. They're trying to run as much of this clock off as they can and try to get to the next round of the playoffs. Hand it off to Neal right up the middle. He stiffs arm Carter Brown. Carter Brown tries to make the tackle. Doesn't ultimately break the tackle, but slows him down enough for the other two defensive linemen to finish it off for him.
Boy, these backs on this team are really, really good.
They really are.
I wonder, you may know this, I don't know, but I wonder if their running back is getting all the attention. I'm sure he's getting some, but
I looked him up and I couldn't find him on any recruiting profiles. So he is only a junior, so he still has time. It's a little late for like the major D1s and stuff like that, obviously. But I would assume he's going to go play somewhere at the D2 or JUCO level. And I mean, who knows? Maybe try to get to the D1 level. So they throw the screen pass out to the right-hand side. Bulldogs game tackle there. Looks like they pick up about 2. So that'll bring up 3rd and 9 on this play coming up. So screen pass was defended there. Again, a gang of Bulldogs making tackles. And that's how you have to defend this team. One guy is not enough to tackle the football. Almost in any game, but especially against these types of athletes.
we mentioned some D2 football. Big shout out to Kel Charbonneau. Freshman linebacker at our alumni.
Yeah.
Northeastern State University.
Oh, they got pressure on the backfield here. He throws up a desperate pass, and it's complete. 8 yards up the field. It's going to bring up 4th and 1. Wow, that's a very generous spot for the Bulldogs. He caught that at the yard the line to gain, but they don't give him the forward progression, right? And so it brings up 4th and 4. So they're going to go for it. Broken Bow fans are in this just as much as the players are. Gets under center. Tries to draw the Bulldogs offside. Doesn't work. Looks like he's going to go back to the shotgun. Snaps it. He's going to throw this thing on 4th and 4. He launches it to the end zone. And he's in for a touchdown. So slant right over the middle. Quarterback puts it right where it needs to be, to where only his receiver could catch it. So a great throw right there. There was good coverage out there. Just sometimes offensive players are just a little bit too good. So as it stands, 56-21, here comes the BAT. Yeah, sorry, you were talking about Kel Charbonneau over at NSU.
Yeah, so last time I looked, he was second or third leading tackler on that revamped NSU team. Who's they won 6 or 7 games at this point.
I think they've won 6. Well, boy, I don't know. But yeah, you're right. It is either 6 or 7.
I think you told me it's the most they've won, and they've won more games this season than they have in the last 5 or something like that.
I think it was the last 7. I think they've won more games this season than they have in the last 7 combined. So yeah, obviously everybody in our area knows NSU has struggled in football for quite a while at this point. But yeah, the new head coach, I don't remember his name. I know it's a CH something, but
yeah, it's an Italian name,
like Chiavarani or something like that. If you're listening, I doubt you are. But if you're listening, I apologize for butchering your name because I know I did. Obviously coming in and changing the culture there in Tahlequah. Obviously that kind of helps the whole area whenever your local colleges are successful. And like we've talked about, they just really haven't recruited enough Wagoner guys over the years, and all of a sudden their leading tackler is a freshman Wagoner linebacker that we're so familiar with.
Yeah.
Okay, so Broken Bow's going to kick this thing off to Wagoner. They did miss the PAT on that last drive, so your score is 56-21. Okay, so a little miscommunication there on the return. Deshaun Jordan ultimately pulls it in, and he's tackled at looks like they're going to spot him at the 27. 3 minutes, 17 seconds left in the third quarter. 3 minutes, 17 seconds, 56-21.
This is a great tackling attempt.
Yeah. Really, their only weak spot is their offensive line, which is crazy to think about how much we've been talking about their run game. And it's just these backs and quarterback are so elusive and so strong as well that it doesn't matter how good your offensive line is, which is crazy to think about. I mean, I don't know. It just makes that backfield so much more impressive whenever you're running for your life every single time and you run well. Looks like, okay. So Prince Austin in the backfield now with Keyshawn Brown. Send Carson Klinger, the H-back, in motion. Now here comes Jonas Smith. They're kind of giving a little shuffle pass, trying to find that edge. Picks up about 3. Yeah, about 3. And that'll bring up 2nd and 7.
Prince Austin knocked that one down at about the 31 line. He'll go about 3. He's going to bring up 2nd and 7 for the Bulldogs.
Okay, so I believe he's going to go into shotgun formation. H-back to the left, standing behind the tackle. That's going to be a false start. Yep. Really on both the left tackle and the H-back there. Both got caught leaning forward before the play started, so... So that'll back him up 5. Instead of 2nd and 7, looks like we're going to have 2nd and 12. Penalties have been better tonight than what we've seen. Okay. Keyshawn's going to keep this one himself. Made one miss, but ultimately brought down at the line of scrimmage by that defensive back. Might have picked up the yard. Brings up 3rd and 11 at the 26.
Like you said, penalties have been better. That is a positive sign. You know, you see the discipline that they've struggled with the entire season. But it's something you can hang your hat on tonight.
Yes. So 2:40 left in the third quarter. Clock is rolling. Wagoner's in a shotgun formation. Prince Austin to the left of Keyshawn. H-back as well to the left. Here comes Jonas Smith in motion. Keyshawn's going to drop back and pass. He launches it to Elijah Love. Elijah Love pulls it down. He's going to make separation there. And he's walking into the end zone.
That's a heck of a catch right there. I mean, heck of a throw. But he really reached out and caught that with his fingertips.
Yeah. Pressure on him, right? I mean, that was very well contested. Elijah Love, again, punching it in like we've seen so many times this season. Elijah Love's been a great wide receiver for this team.
Yeah.
In fact, before coming into tonight, he had 744 receiving yards on 52 receptions. So quite a bit. Averaging just over 5 receptions a game with 74 yards. 9 touchdowns in the season. I don't know if he scored one earlier tonight. I don't remember where all our touchdowns came from, but that's at least 10 on the season. So that Butler's kick is up and good. So that brings your score to Wagoner 28, Broken Bow 56. So 28-point lead, 4-possession game.
Hey, again, offense, 28 points is nothing to snuff at.
No, it's not.
In playoff football.
Yeah.
So, I don't want to say they were good enough, but they've done their part. You know, they've made a real effort to win this game. But when you're giving up 56 points, in the third quarter, that's just it's not a sustainable way to win a football game.
Right. Like you said, 28 points, and we're still a couple minutes left of the third quarter. Yeah, that is good play. It is. They had the one turnover that could have been, 35 or 31, but ultimately they've had a night. They have, and they've limited their penalties compared to what we've seen. But giving up 43 points in the first half as a defense, you just can't win a football game whenever a team is on pace to score 86 on you. So, defense struggled tonight. They got picked on a little bit. So Rhett Butler's trying to kick this thing off. He kicks it deep this time, down to the 20-yard line. There's tacklers out there, and the Broken Bow player just stumbles. Stumbles for 5, though. So better than my stumble.
Hey, that grass field doesn't really discriminate.
Hey,
Wearing or you're used to playing here. Sometimes you just trip up on that stuff.
yeah. Yeah, at halftime we were talking about, think about how much of a mental edge this stadium is for opposing teams, right? Especially if you're not from McCurtain County, or even the surrounding area. Whenever we walked in, we were both just shell-shocked. Like, what are we walking into, right? This stadium is just it's old, and it hasn't been renovated in probably ever. So pistol formation for the Savages. Handed off up the middle to Neal. He fights through arm tackles and through players all the way down to the, looks like 34-yard line. It's going to be a yard short of the first down marker. Yeah, say that they did renew their stadium and made it nice and modern. All of a sudden you get down here and like, hey, what, these facilities are the same as they're back home. But when you come down here and it's this out of date, playing this old of music, I don't know if that's intentional or if that's just what they have, and playing on a grass field, like all of a sudden, no, this isn't the same at home. So I don't know. It definitely changes the confidence level coming into this. It was a good tackle. There was Javon Smith and Noah Pete there on the tackle. He does pick up the first down, though. So the umpire, the head official, comes to the sideline to talk to the Broken Bow staff. I'm not really sure what this is about. Looks like Neal is going to be probably done for the game. That's the running back for Broken Bow. He's shaking his hand. So I'm not sure what this is. Looks like they're talking to the coaches up in the box to get something straightened out, but I don't know what. Okay, so there is a laser pointer being used from the crowd onto the players. So they're waiting for the fan or whoever it is to get rid of the laser pointer before the play continues. I don't really know how they're going to decide this, right? Like, what if they start playing and it comes back out? So I don't know. We might be here a while.
I could see the Wagoner administrators over there turning around and looking at the Wagoner kids and probably thinking, please don't be one of you.
Right. Okay, so they say it's put away, apparently. And here we go again. Yeah, here's the thing: if it is a Wagner fan or kid, which I'm sure it is a kid, hopefully that's a kid. Don't prolong this thing. I'm not trying to be here longer than I have to be in these conditions. So they hand it off to their backup running back. Don't know any names. We don't have any rosters. So number 22.
Flag down in the backfield.
Looks like holding on. It's weird. It's hard to see the flag on the grass field. I guess because the grass is changing yellow, so it doesn't stand out like it does on a turf field. Okay, so the starting running back for Broken Bow, Neal, is going to come back into the game. So looks like we're going to have first and 20. 20. We have 1 minute left in the third quarter. 1 minute left in the third quarter.
Yeah, they definitely need to buy some new CDs for the soundtrack here at the stadium.
They might be on cassettes. Okay. So he's going to drop back to pass this thing. He has pressure. He jukes and dodges. He's still running. Runs for about 8 or 9. Does he pick up yards in a hurry?
And I mean, he I don't think he ever actually sprinted in that. He was just kind of, taking it easy, seeing what, if anything developed, and then eventually just really, out of bounds.
Yeah, you're right. Elijah Love's birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday, Elijah Love.
Absolutely. I should get him a pie for his birthday.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, a little payback, right? Okay, so they're back on the field, 2nd and 11, 2nd and 10. Throw the screen pass out to the left. He catches it, drugged down by Carson Klinger there. Pick up of about 6. Maybe 5. Let's say pick up of 5. So 20 seconds and counting on the third quarter. I'm assuming we're just going to go to the fourth quarter without any more plays. Okay, so while we have a break, get you some updated scores here as far as I have them. Groves beating Salisaw 35-14 with 3 minutes left in that game. Elgin, number 2 Elgin, is beating Bethany 42-0. Rutherford is beating Blanchard 28-7. Ada is leading Fort Gibson 27-20, start of the fourth quarter. So, heck of a game down there. Total, number 1 total is beating Clinton 51-6. Sorry, that's final, 51-6. Cushing is beating Hilldale 49-27, and Ardmore is beating Elk City 28-21 in the fourth quarter. See, last I saw, the Muskogee game was not updated since halftime, so I'll check it here in just a second once I get enough service to pull this game up. So Muskogee game is final, 62-16. Roughers are advancing. All right, so here we are to start the fourth quarter. 3rd and 4, ball at the 42. Savages have it. Okay, Graydon Howe's going to keep this thing for himself on a little QBR. Picks up about 2. Picks up half of what he needed. It's going to bring up 4th and 2. If I had to guess, the offense is going to go out there, try to draw them offside. They're going to run this thing all the way down as low as they can, call timeout, and then punt this thing, is what I would assume. Send 2 guys in motion. And they draw them offside for the first down. Number 7 Colita is losing to unranked Claremore 26-28. So that is in the fourth quarter, I believe is what it says. Yeah, fourth quarter, I don't have a time on it, so neighbor's just right down the road. Could get knocked at the same time we do. All right. 1st and 10. Ball is at the 49-yard line. Broken bow in the pistol. Hands it off right up the middle. And he picks up about a yard. It's interesting that they would keep their starter quarterback and running back in the game. I mean, I know the quarterback's not going to be just doing anything crazy, you hope, right? I mean, but why run that risk whenever you know you have another game coming up? And it's going to be a tough one.
Right.
Okay, they're going to pass this thing. Finds a receiver. He finds the edge and a first down. Picks up 20 on that. On a curl. So 20 yards on a curl route. So 10 minutes left. Clock is stopped here in the fourth quarter. They go empty backfield. Here comes the running back. Hands it off right up the middle. He drags one for about 3 yards. Yeah, so Broken Bow's going to eat up as much time as they can. We have 9 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. They're taking their sweet time. So pistol formation, H-back in motion, tight end in motion. Hands it off up the middle again. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. No gain. So 3rd and 8.
Yeah, I would assume this is the last time we see the starting running back and quarterback.
Surely. Like I said, I really don't know why they're in this position. I mean, you're at 4 possessions with 9 minutes left in the game. And their defense has been serviceable, right? Quarterback rolls left out of the shotgun. They have pressure on him, and he just keeps running.
He's just so, I mean, the way he can just stop and go, and all while looking up the field. That's really impressive.
Yeah, it is.
And he's not.
Yeah, it's not like he's tucking it.
Yeah, he's not completely focused on not getting tackled. He's looking at the field the entire time he's doing all that.
Yeah. So that'll bring up 4th and about 5. Looks like they're going to go for this thing. Clock is stopped. So, and again, they might try to draw this Wagner defense offside, just like they did last time for the first down. We'll see. Surely not, right? He's going to pass this thing. He's looking for a shot. To his running back right down the middle, uncovered. Nobody was guarding him. So, yet again, touchdown, Broken Bow Savages.
It's a party down here in Broken Bow. I mean, it is. They seem to love their Savage football.
It seems like all 4,000 residents are here. Which, hey, it's exciting. I mean, if you're a Savage fan, not been exciting much as a Wagner fan tonight, but it is exciting football.
Yeah, if you're Broken Bow, it's not to like. Your offense is explosive and entertaining, but also your whole team is fundamental. Your defense, they tackle really well. I mean, it's like you said, it's fun to watch. It's something to be proud of.
Yeah, the head coach here in Broken Bow, Maverick Lane, is doing a heck of a job. Heck of a job down here in Broken Bow in McCurtain County. This is only his 2nd year. Last year, same quarterback, same running back, went 6-4. Didn't even make the playoffs last year. Here they are, winning their district at 9-1, about to go 10-1, and moving on to the quarterfinals. The last 3 years before he was here, he was the head coach over at 2A Meeker.
Well, I mean, as Wagner is finding out, this year, first year, it's hard. It's hard to, just to do a whole lot. I mean, you're putting in a whole new system.
Yeah.
It's your kid's first time running that system.
Yep.
Especially being as inexperienced as Wagner's kids are.
Mark Goins out there finally brought down at the 35-yard line. So, this is the whole on the other side of the field before he was tackled. Yeah, and like we mentioned in the past, a lot of these kids that are getting playing time and starts for the Bulldogs, this is their first season ever starting, right? And the first game against Corita, of the 20 guys that played offense, defense, and special teams, all that combined, you had 20 guys that start, right? Some of them play both sides of the ball and all that. 18 of them had never started a football game at the varsity level. Keyshawn looks for the screen pass to the sideline and ends up throwing an interception. Just lobbing that thing up over the top of his face. So, Savages here down to the 26-yard line, and they're threatening him yet again.
Yeah, I believe Keyshawn was either getting hit as he threw or trying to avoid the pressure. But yeah, he just kind of lobbed it up there.
Yeah. So 8 minutes and 12 seconds left. Savages are up 63-28. And now we see a whole new unit out there on the offensive side of the ball, just like we said.
Yeah.
We got to hand this off to the running back. He finds a little bit of the edge, not much. Picks up about 2. So 7 minutes, 40 seconds left. Clock is running. I believe that was Carter Brown that punched that ball out right there. Savages do fall on it, though. So that'll be a forced fumble there for Carter Brown. How's it play? So yeah, clock's still running, 7 minutes left. And again, they're taking their time to get these plays in. Pistol formation, H-back to the left. Number 6 versus runs right up the middle for a pickup of about another 2. So it's going to bring up about maybe 3-yard gain. 4th and 7. 4th and 7. 6 minutes, 30 seconds left. Clock's running. 30 seconds on the play clock. Yeah, I mean, I hate to finish your season in this manner. Obviously, you feel for those seniors. Not how you want to end your career. But he found his snap. He recovers it. No way he still gets a pass off, right? He's going to run this thing over to the left. And after that first down, touchdown. Welcome back.
Here how I fumbled it, barely got it to it before the defender did. Did some scrambling around, went both sides of the field.
Yeah.
Finally found an edge and just hanging on the way. Yeah, that kid's not.
No, he's not. He looks like a good athlete. Just eye test, right? Well, and the play obviously that he just made. Beat everybody to the edge and then outran a guy. I mean, ugh. So that would bring your score to Broken Bow 70, Wagoner 28. Wagoner has a lot to do in the offseason. They do. If you want to be a contender, right? And if you play for Wagoner football, you better want to be a contender.
Yeah.
This is not contending football. You're allowing 70 points, and they've really let up. when they were on pace to score 88 in the first quarter. They were on pace to score 86 by halftime. They really pumped the brakes there in the third quarter, and then here in the fourth quarter, just whatever they don't even want to do, they do it. Yeah, it's been rough. So, which hopefully with the majority of you guys returning, this is fuel, right? These types of losses hurt real bad. They're embarrassing. You don't want to go to school the next day.
Yeah.
You don't want to talk about it, right? Now it's time to go put in the work to make sure this never happens again. Well, they kick it short. That's Mark Goins in the return. And he's game tackled and brought down at about the 40.
Goins on the return for the Bulldogs. Oh, 40. Come on.
It's like Coco Moore's not going to come back out. And it looks like he was just sent to the sideline out of the huddle. I don't know if he's done for the game or just this drive. They'll like to go Gavin Edwards at running back. Good move, right? I mean, you have 5 minutes, 48 seconds left in the ball game. You want to get as many reps for these young guys as you possibly can. They're on a hand here to Gavin. Gavin has speed if he can get out in the open field. He's hit pretty hard. 4 yards up the field. Yeah, like you said, this team tackles extremely well.
A bunch of big hits.
So that's not a small boy coming off that field. My goodness. I don't know if he's the one that got the hit, but wow. Okay, so shotgun formation. And the ball to Gavin Edwards again. He tries to make one miss, and he does. Makes a second miss. Makes two more miss. And he's finally dragged out of bounds, but not until he picks up a gain of 25.
A run there by Gavin.
It was.
Showed off a little speed. And not just that, he made a little bit.
Yeah,
missed.
Yeah, made a couple of cutbacks.
Yeah, heck of an influence by the freshman there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing is if Gavin Edwards puts in the work this summer, right, the running back spot could be his. Obviously, Coco Moore's not going to want to give that up. Prince Austin doesn't want to be out of that conversation, so competitive depth is always a great thing. So have a couple of firefighters on the sideline hurdling players. Keyshawn's going to hand him his radio. Right. Wait, it wasn't even the firefighter who jumped over him. It's another firefighter whose radio he had. Let's see what the call is. Brooklyn fans think it's holding. Keyshawn goes down. He's not feeling great. He's holding his left knee. They're going to stop the clock to check this thing out for Keyshawn here. Not what you want to see. There's yet another flag at the end of the play while helping Keyshawn up. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Somebody must have said something. Boy, we have had more unsportsmanlike conducts this season than I have ever seen as a Wagner fan and a Wagner player.
Yeah, I mean, going back to the Grove game where they had three in one play.
Yeah, 3 after a play.
Yeah.
I mean, all 3 of them were literally after a play.
In between.
Yep. So there was holding on the play, which brought it back to 1st and 12 instead of the first down. Then, as they're helping Keyshawn, there's a personal foul after the play, which brings it back to 1st and 28 now. And on their on their side of the half field. So Carson Klinger was the quarterback for that one play. Here comes Keyshawn Brown back. Zion Corey was the one on the run. Boy, the Bookable band was getting loud. Keyshawn's going to step back to pass. He's pressured, and he's drugged down.
A little surprised to see him come back out there.
Yeah.
After he hobbled off the field and play before, even went down for a play. I mean, he only sets out for one play. And at this point, you want to get a big injury.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. You're down 32 points. Sorry, no, 32 points. With 3 minutes left. That's the point. Why keep him in? He'll stay in. They throw the screen pass out to Gavin Edwards. He has a blocker. Drags one for about 10 yards. Gets back to or just shy of the original line of scrimmage to bring up 4th and 11. Massive play right there. Over at 4th and 10, 4th and 11. Keyshawn is shaking his head like he's not feeling great, but he likes to stay out. So 2 minutes, 20 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Savages at 70-28. Keyshawn draws back to pass. He's hit as he throws, but he finds Zion Corey down the field, all the way down to the 10-yard line, enough for a first down. But Keyshawn does take another hit, and he's limping. First and goal, ball at the 10. Gonna fake the handoff, and he's dragged down 5 yards behind the field. Minute 30 left. Keyshawn's really struggling at this point. So they give him forward progress. It's generous. Second goal, ball at the 12. Minute 05 left. And the ball off to Gavin Edwards. He's trying to find that edge. It looks like he's going to. Touchdown. Gavin Edwards.
You think you have to get the freshman in there and let it work a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Again, going back to what we originally said, you're playing for pride at this point. Trying to make this not an easy, well, as easy of a win for this Broken Bow team. Make them stress a little bit. And if you're one of these young guys that are finally getting your first few minutes, right, you're trying to get on this on the box score. You're trying to punch this thing in and get some film out there. Ball's up and good. So that'll make it Broken Bow 70. Wagoner 35.
Yeah, and 35 points is nothing to scoff at.
Absolutely.
You know, your offense, again, I don't want to say did enough, but you put 35 points up, you think you have a chance in the playoffs.
Yeah, here's the thing: is you're going up against the top 16 team in the state, right? Regardless of who it is, right? I mean, this is the number 4 team in the state. Can you really ask your offense to go out there and score more than 35 points?
Right.
Unless you have an elite offense, you can't ask for much more than that, if any more. Now, can you ask your defense to not give up 70? Yeah, you should expect that. Well, it looks like Broken Bow is going to go ahead and clear out. Fans are heading for the exits. 46 seconds left in the ball game. This one's well in hand. So Red Butler's going to kick this deep all the way down to about the 12-yard line. They're going to fair catch it, bring it back out to the 20. I believe. Maybe they don't do that in high school. So they're going to spot this thing at the 15. So Broken Bow brings their starting quarterback and running back into the game. Okay, it looks like they're going in victory formation. They're just going to take a knee here, and we're going to get out of here in just a few snaps. Yep, that's it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. This is the last broadcast of the season. So thank you guys for the season. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in all season long. And again, thank you, Josh, for doing this with me. It's been a pleasure. And plan on doing it again next year.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad you talked me into this. So thank you.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're going to head to the vehicle and work on this 3-hour drive home. So you guys have a great night and a great weekend. Bye-bye.